Good afternoon and welcome to St. Augustine Prep High School, home of the Olympic Cape Challenge here in Richland, New Jersey. A big matchup about to get underway here. A nice tune-up to the South Jersey playoffs and, of course, capping off a league play as well. Here today, it's Camden Catholic taking on Middle Township. The two teams ready to make deep runs in the playoffs. Can begin to gain some momentum this afternoon. I'm Tyler Donahue on the mic, along with producer and videographer Matt Ulmer. Tom Williams from Prime Events supplying us with the statistics today as we get underway here. Middle Township Panthers bring in a veteran lineup. We had a chance to cover them at Battle by the Bay and when they beat George Washington of Philadelphia. And you perhaps caught them on this very site a few nights ago when they beat the Hamilton Blue Devils in a pivotal national conference showdown. Middle Township able to separate themselves from the Blue Devils the other night, do just enough against the Blue Devils and Christian Mortalit, who leads the Cape Atlantic League in scoring. Now we're going to see the Camden Catholic Irish come on out here to a little bit of nice Irish music. Rob Brosh will get the start, number 11. As will Tom Organ, 15. Number 20, Brian Matera, also in that lineup for Camden Catholic. Here's Kyle Green, one of the most feared players in South Jersey, one of the most active leading scorers in the region. Keep an eye on number 14, Kyle Green, and then also Brendan Crawford fills things out. Big post player for the Irish. And up next, Middle Township Panthers will be introduced here. The pride of the Cape Atlantic League, as they get set under head coach Tom Farraco to take on Camden Catholic. Middle Township at 16-3 this season. An impressive year so far. Their losses have been very respectable. Defeats at the hands of St. Augustine Prep, Atlantic City, and St. Anthony. Any of those three teams could go on a championship run this season, and now here's the starting lineup for these Panthers. Tom Catanoso, senior guard, hit a big jump shot last year, game winner in the CAL semifinals. He is a clutch player. There's Darrell Shelton, another senior in the backcourt. This is a veteran-laden lineup for these Middle Township Panthers. Tom Farraco, of course, the son of head coach Tom Farraco there, wearing number 22, one of the most complete players in the Cape Atlantic League. Passing, rebounding, and efficiency on offense. Lamar Greer, of course, the son of Middle Township legend Lamar Greer Sr., wearing number 24, and Micah Moore, the big man down low, number 34. He'll have to tango with a couple of very tall players for Camden Catholic tonight. And again, we are live at St. Augustine Prep, home of the Hermits. We'll see St. Augustine in action tonight, 7:30. Big night for South Jersey basketball. Head coach Paul Rodeo in his 36th season with the St. Augustine Hermits. Looking to make history with his 776th win in his career tonight against Camden, and it's an opportunity for him to move into first place all-time wins for boys basketball. And we have two of the all-time greats here on the sidelines for Camden Catholic and Middle Township. Tom Farraco, of course, we know his pedigree and what he has done for this Panthers team. 32 seasons now at the helm. He is fourth all-time in wins in South Jersey. And continues to climb year in, year out. And he will be going toe-to-toe with the third all-time wins leader, Jim Crawford of Camden Catholic. So exciting night tonight with Coach Rodeo going for a record in South Jersey basketball. We have two of the best here matching wits. It's the Panthers, Camden Catholic, right here, the Olympic Cape Challenge, St. Augustine. And we are underway, and Camden Catholic controls the opening tip-off. The Irish like to run an up-tempo motion offense, and there's a steal by Tom Farraco. Camden Catholic looking inside. Farraco able to swipe that away. Catanoso to Farraco. He fakes the three, works his way inside. Up top to Darrell Shelton. Middle Township team, very perimeter-oriented. They'll shoot a lot of three-pointers. A lot of motion so far in this first possession, making it a point to pass. Farraco thinks about looking inside for more. Instead, he'll give it up top to Catanoso. Now Shelton surveying things. Back over to Catanoso. To Greer. Greer with a three-point shot. That is off the mark. Rebound loose, and Camden Catholic comes up with it. That is Kyle Green. Again, one of the premier scorers in South Jersey, Kyle Green, number 14 on Camden Catholic. Irish moving right to left on your screen, wearing green. Middle Township in their white, black, and orange. Rob Brosh over Thomas Organ. Now Green working against Moore. Give inside to Green. Again, working against Greer this time, and he is fouled on his way up. And he will head to the line. Sorry, that was not Green. That was Brendan Crawford, the other big man. And between him and Green, that's a lot of size inside for the Irish, who will have to contend with a small lineup for the Panthers, a lineup that likes to extend things on the perimeter, dare teams to challenge them at the three-point line. But Camden Catholic may have an opportunity to do damage in the post today. And those two free throws are both up and good for Brendan Crawford. And Middle Township down 2-0, 6:40 remaining here in the first quarter. It's the Olympic Cape Challenge here at St. Augustine Prep annual event, benefiting the Shoot Down Cancer Foundation. For Catanosa with a three, that is off. Long rebound, still loose, and now Camden Catholic up with it, pushing the ball. Now Tom Organ controlling. Organ working against Darrell Shelton. He'll reset things here. Camden Catholic in no hurry. Nearly a steal, and it is a steal by Tom Faraka, who looks to push it. He pulls up with a layup and rims out. Rebounded by Greer, and he is rejected by Brendan Crawford. Vehemently denied down low. Middle Township, however, able to keep their hands on the ball, maintain this possession, still looking for their first points of the contest. A little more than 2 minutes into this game here. Over to Catanosa. So far the Panthers have put up 2 3-point shots. Greer with one, Catanosa with one. Both shots off the mark. Sheldon working to his left, over to Catanosa, another three-pointer for the senior. That one's long. Rebound out, and that actually goes off of a Camden Catholic player. Brian Matera was the last one to get his hands on that one, so Farraco will inbound the ball here. Tom Farraco, a senior, and of course the same name as his legendary coaching father. He grew up on this Panthers sidelines. Inbound pass to Moore, and that ball is stripped away by Camden Catholic, goes out of bounds. Middle Township ball still. Sheldon had a wide open three, passed it up. And here is Catanosa. Again, all these Panther starters are seniors on the court right now. Nothing new for Middle Township. Nice pass inside for Sheldon to Farraco. He gets caught up amongst the trees, and down with it is Green. And now Camden Catholic with a 2-0 lead. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter of this Atlantic Cape clash. Rob Brosh. Down inside, stolen by Moore. The look was for Kyle Green, but Moore able to gain position, batted away, and that's twice now the Panthers have created turnovers inside when Camden Catholic was looking to force something into the paint. Give over to Moore. Moore with a jumper. That's off the rim, off the backboard, I should say. And now Camden Catholic thought about pushing it, but wisely pulling up was Tom Organ. Oh, and a ill-advised pass there. That one got away from Brian Matera, looking to connect with his point guard, Rob Brosh, but out of bounds it goes. Middle Township with the ball, 4:22 remaining in the first quarter. Still no points for the Panthers. Off to a slow start here offensively. 0 for 3 from beyond the three-point arc. Some may say this team lives and dies by the three-pointer, but they certainly are capable of creating offense in other capacities. There is Catanosa working against Brosh. Out to Shelton. Shelton fakes pass to his left, goes inside. Nice little jump stop, and he is off the rim. That's been the story so far from Middle Township. Getting nice looks, but not cashing in. And here is Green going all the way. Couldn't tell if he intended to put that up as a shot. In the end, it lands in the arms of Brendan Crawford, who loses control of the ball. And Middle Township now 0 for 7 from the floor so far this afternoon. We're here at St. Augustine Prep. It is the Olympic Cape Challenge here. representing the Cape Atlantic League Middle Township. There's a spinning shot and in from Micah Moore. First points of the game for Middle Township. The senior forward converts on the turnaround jumper. It is 2-2, 3:30 and counting left here in the first quarter. And we've got a foul against Middle Township. It'll go against Micah Moore along the sideline. Correction, that is against Lamar Greer. Number 2 on Greer, so he will check out of the contest. In is Jacob Cowan, who's been an absolute super sub. Did a very good job starting in place of Greer when Lamar Greer missed time due to a knee injury earlier in the season. And Cowan, really a valuable member. Guess what? He's a senior too. Middle Township's rotation really includes one underclassman. That would be Trey Greer, used sparingly in the backcourt. That's Lamar Greer's younger brother. And here's another steal by Middle Township, diving to Shelton. He is able to get it over to Catanoso, and Catanoso is fouled. That'll be the first foul against Camden Catholic. Great hustle there by Shelton. Sprawling, diving on the court, taking the floor burn. Able to get it over to his backcourt mate, Tom Catanoso. 3:03 remaining in the first quarter here at St. Augustine. Middle Township tied at 2. They return to the site of their last loss. These Panthers fell against the Hermits on this court a few Fridays ago. Shelton off the mark with a 3, rebounded by Camden Catholic. Down with it is Brian Matera. He gives off the brush. Here's Green, using a pick against Moore. Jump shot, no. Green still no points on the day, and here is Farraco pushing it. Pull up Jay, short off the front of the rim, rebounded by Camden Catholic, and here is Green going back and forth on the other end here. 3 ball is up and off the mark for Matera, but the long rebound comes down to Camden Catholic, and converting on a layup there in traffic is Rob Broche. 4-2, Camden Catholic now. 2 minutes and change left in the first quarter. I'm Tyler Donahue on the call. You're tuned in to CapeMayCountySports.com, PrimeEvents.net. Happy to bring you all the live coverage. Darrell Shelton to his right, now over to Catanoso. Catanoso gives it to Farraco. Farraco takes the 3. That one's off the rim. Cowan with the rebound, and he kicks it out to Catanoso. Makes a quick move and dishes it out to Shelton. Shelton for a 3 ball. That one's off the mark, rattles around the rim. And Cowan again able to maintain possession for Middle Township as he bats it out to Shelton. Nice effort by Jacob Cowan off the bench here in place of Lamar Greer. 2 early fouls for Greer. Now 1:30 remaining in the first quarter. Shot fake by Catanoso. He takes it up and he is rejected by Green. So far, Camden Catholic able to control the paint. Shot is up and in. It's a 3-pointer, and that's Rob Broche again. He has got 5 points, 5 consecutive now, and that is suddenly the margin in this contest. Middle Township trailing 7-2. 1 minute remaining in the first quarter. Just 2 points for the Panthers. Shot is up and no good for Sheldon. Panthers coming out cold this afternoon. And here is Broche again with 5 points. And we've got a foul call that will stay here. Tom Farraco with due diligence on defense against Kyle Green, perhaps a little too aggressive there. He picks up the foul. That'll be Farraco's first, Middle Township's 3rd of this first half. Green inbounds to Broche. Broche with the ball, checked by Farraco. He gives it off. Crawford up top, and he gives it to Green. 30 seconds left in this first quarter. 7-2 Camden Catholic. It appears the Irish will be content to milk some time off the clock and look for the final shot of this quarter, and perhaps send the Panthers to the sidelines with just 2 points in the first 8 minutes. Down to 15 seconds now on the clock. Here is Crawford. Again, just a series of ball movement here for the Irish. 6 seconds left on the clock, and it is Green, their go-to guy. Turnaround jumper over Moore. That's in. Smooth jump shot by Green, and that brings an end to the first quarter here at St. Augustine Prep. It is the Olympic Cape Challenge. CapeMayCountySports.com and PrimeEvents.net. I am Tyler Donahue on the mic alongside Matt Ulmer from Ulmer's Appliances, and bringing you streaming video of this tremendous event for a great cause, benefiting the Shoot Down Cancer Foundation. I had a chance to speak with event organizer David Catalana on my show the other night and fill you in on some of the details about what makes this showcase so special for South Jersey Hoops and the impact it makes in the community off the court. For now, it's Middle Township with the ball, running with their original 5. Here is Darrell Shelton for a 3. That's off the front of the rim, and Middle Township now 0 for 7 from three-point territory. Catanosa makes a move inside, gives it to Shelton. Hesitant to shoot that three-point ball. Not a lot of confidence right now for the Panthers. Gonna have to get something going against that tandem down low for Camden Catholic when you talk about Brendan Crawford and Kyle Green. A lot of size inside. Farraco with a jumper, no. Moore with the rebound, and he'll look to kick it out. Goes off the arm of Tom Organ, Middle Township ball. And Tom Farraco has seen enough here in the second quarter. He wants a timeout already. So he'll call his troops over to the side. Of course, Middle Township and Pleasantville could still meet in the Cape Atlantic League playoffs. Things still unsettled for those final few wild card spots, so keep an eye on that. More inbounds to Catanosa. It is the original starting 5 for Middle Township. Darrell Shelton, Tom Farraco, Tom Catanoso, Lamar Greer, and Micah Moore. All seniors on the court currently for Middle Township. 3 ball from Greer, and they finally connect. That's a 3-point shot for Lamar Greer, the senior, the first out of the 8 attempts for Middle Township that falls from beyond the arc. It is 9-5. Give inside to Green. Nice play there. Working give and go there with Brendan Crawford, and Green converts his first field goal of the game. He's now got 4 points. Again, one of the leading scorers right now for career numbers. Another 3-pointer from Lamar Greer, who seems to be feeling it here. Again, he missed a big chunk of the season due to a knee injury. He's back now, getting his legs back beneath him, and pair of 3-pointers has changed the complexion of this contest right now. It's 11-8, Camden Catholic. And we've got a walk called. Rob Broche was going up against Tom Farraco, Tom Catanoso, and a bunch of Panthers right there. Left his feet, could not find an outlet. Came down, and the ref calls the travel. Middle Township trailing by 3 now. It was 9-2. Shelton off. Rebound up for grabs, and Moore comes down with it. Nice effort by Micah Moore so far. Farraco fakes a 3-pointer, drives inside against Green, where he has been rejected, and he is rejected again. Camden Catholic locking down all doors and windows inside so far in this contest, and there's a nice fast break layup for Rob Broche. Tom Farraco was trailing him, extended to the arm, tried to get a last-second block there, but Broche up with the shot, and good. It's 13-8 Irish, with 5:30 and change left here in the first half of action. Olympic Cape Challenge. St. Augustine Prep, I'm Tyler Donahue on the call. Moore gives it up top to Catanosa, working against Broche. Takes it to his left, kicks it out to Greer. Another 3-pointer for Greer, and that one's long. Rebounded by Catanosa. These Panthers really put in the effort on the offensive glass, but stepping out of bounds there was Catanosa. Tom Farraco seems to believe there was a foul that preceded the stepping out of bounds, but the refs disagree, and Irish have the ball. 13-8. 3-point shot for Broche is short, and the ball goes off of Crawford. And Middle Township now with possession. Not a lot of fouls called so far. Middle Township with 3 team fouls. Camden Catholic just 1. And we are 11 minutes into this game, so the whistles have been mostly silent so far here at St. Augustine. Inside give to Moore. He goes up, and he is fouled. Panthers need to get something going in the paint. That could be a start, getting to the free throw line, and Lamar Greer will now step to the free throw line. Greer, again, moments ago, hitting a consecutive 3-point shots. He was off the mark looking for a 3rd straight. First free throw is up and good. Greer now with 7 points. That ties Rob Broche of Camden Catholic, leading all scorers. And And that's now 8 for Greer, and he will take a seat on the bench. Some quality work there for Lamar Greer, who really put a spark back into this team when he came back off the bench. He suffered those 2 early fouls, and back into the game is Jacob Cowan, number 1, who's assisting there on the defense against Broche. And wow, a lot of trouble for Camden Catholic getting the ball up the court. Moore up with the ball, and he gives it off to Shelton. Nice defensive effort for the Panthers, almost threw it away. Cardonoso able to swoop in and grab the ball. Faraco and Shelton not on the same page there, but it's all good. Heady play by Cardonoso. Over to Cowan. Coming up on the midway point of this second quarter. 13-10, Camden Catholic leads. Nice little crossover dribble there, but Cardonoso turns it over. Broche with the ball, gives it up to Organ. Over to Green, and tell you what, that's how you run the fast break. 2 passes and a lay-in. It was Broche to Organ, and he kicked it back to Green. Green goes up and lays it in. A lot of physicality on Green's offensive game. Came in with a head of steam there. 15-10, Camden Catholic with the lead. 3:30 to go here in the first half of play. The Olympic Cape Challenge, St. Augustine Prep, the site of this great weekend of basketball action. 2 of the best coaches in South Jersey history going head-to-head here. Here's Cowan with a 3-ball, and he is up and good. Jacob Cowan really gives them a great spark off the bench. One of the best reserves in the Cape Atlantic League, Jacob Cowan, forced into starting duty earlier this season when Greer suffered a knee injury, and now he's back into coming off the bench, providing a spark. And Green way off on that shot. Jumper up and good for Broche, and he has been hot early, has Rob Broche. 9 points for the point guard of Camden Catholic. Broche, a junior, very impressive so far in this contest. Faraco over to Cowan, another 3-point attempt. That one rims out. That was a round and down. Cowan nearly connected on his second consecutive 3-ball. There's a 3-point shot for Brian Matera, and he drills that one. Camden Catholic now extends its lead to 7. It's 20-13 Irish. 2:20 to play here in the first half. Middle Township, again, just 2 points in the first quarter. Regain their footing here. Camden Catholic starting to heat up offensively, gaining a little bit of space in the second quarter. Shelton working against Oregon. He gives it up to Cohen. Shelton now dribbling to his right. Nice layup attempt. He did a good job of guarding and protecting the ball with his body, but unable to convert. Did a nice job of protecting the ball, but he also put himself in a bit of an awkward situation when he got in the air. Oregon with a jumper. Nice, banks it in. I don't know if he called it, but it counts for 2. It's 22-13 now. Middle Township trailing by 9. 1:30 to play in the first half between these two playoff-bound teams. Faraco with the jumper. That is no good. Still searching for his first field goal of the contest is Tom Faraco. Now 0 of 7 from the floor. Broche over to Green, back to Broche. He loses control of it. Here's Faraco. Contested, and he still puts it in. He had the big body of Brendan Crawford to deal with, but Faraco does a nice job of maneuvering and lays it in. An aggressive take there. Camden Catholic again clumsy with the ball, but here's Green, a nice move to his left, and tell you what, that's a veteran move by Kyle Green. He converts. This 45 seconds remaining in the first half. 24-15 Camden Catholic in front. Middle Township just 2 points in that first quarter, 13 in the second quarter. Camden Catholic 8-2 outscoring Middle in the paint. There's another miss inside for the Panthers. Cowan with a 3-point attempt. That rims out. Nice hustle by Faraco, but he'll take a step on the line before he can launch the ball back into play. And now it will be Camden Catholic with 19 seconds remaining, based on the way they finish off the first quarter with that last possession, expecting the Irish to chew up a lot of clock here and hold for the final shot of this half with a 9-point lead. Broche with the ball. He has 7 points so far, including a 3-pointer. Over to Green. Green works inside, 4 seconds remaining, rims out, 2 seconds remaining. Faraka with the ball, gonna have to put up a shot, and he does not. And unfortunately, that bank in will not count. Catanoso chucks it up and it goes in, but wipe that one off. It is 24-15 Camden Catholic after the first half of play here. The Olympic Cape Challenge as the Panthers and Irish head to the locker room to South Jersey playoff like we expected.
Yeah, I mean, that first quarter was a typical Camden Catholic quarter, a typical Olympic Conference quarter, where they're going to lock down defensively and they're really going to force you to shoot jump shots rather than take the ball to the basket.
Impressive performance so far by junior Rob Broche in the backcourt for Camden Catholic. I think Middle Township obviously concentrating primarily on Kyle Green, but what have you seen so far from Broche?
Yeah, Broche is one of them complementary players. Obviously everyone looks to Kyle Green heading to Temple as the main guy, but guys like Broche, Thomas Organ, they're doing a real nice job of handling the basketball, and I don't think they don't get a lot of I don't know if respect is the word, but they don't get a lot of notoriety for what they do.
Yeah.
But Broche is a very, very good point guard for that Camden Catholic's offense.
Easy to get lost in the shadow of a scorer like Kyle Green. Middle Township, on the other hand, after that tough start in the first quarter, Lamar Greer comes back off the bench after early 2 fouls. He gets 2 3-pointers, a free throw attempts at the line. 8 points for him. Lamar Greer, a little bit of a spark there in the second quarter.
Yeah, they Middle obviously needed somebody at that point to kind of step up a little bit, and for him to start hitting a couple shots will obviously help his confidence a little bit, and it should open up the game in the second half for some other guys as well.
We're at halftime here at St. Augustine Prep. It is the Olympic Cape Challenge. 24-15 to score. Camden Catholic out in front. Still 8 minutes away from the resuming of this contest. We're here with Kevin Minnick from the Courier Post on hand to cover the action here at St. Augustine. Also in that first half, have to say, Middle Township, 3-pointers. Sometimes they live by them, sometimes they die by them. So far today, having trouble aside from those 2 by Lamar Greer and Cowan. Really started off slow.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Middle is known for its outside shooting, and a lot of teams, that's what they want to defend. But, you got to start, if you need a basket, you really got to take it to the basket itself, and that will help open things up later on. So, I think if Middle starts to attack a little bit more, that'll open up their perimeter game in the second half.
We saw Middle Township struggling to assert themselves inside. Faraka rejected a couple times. Micah Moore, some rebounds, but really unable to do anything offensively inside. What can Middle do to maybe open up the paint for themselves?
I think if Shelton maybe starts to get a little assertive from the outside, he hits a couple jumpers. They don't necessarily have to be taking 3-pointers. Wing jumpers will help open things up. Start get Camden Catholic out of that zone that tight zone they like to play.
Yeah.
Force them a little bit out of the paint into the perimeter. That should open up some driving lanes for Middle to possibly take the ball to the basket.
It's Lamar Greer leading the way in the first half. We know Middle Township has capable seniors. Give me the guy on the Panthers who's going to have to come out of the locker room ready to roll on offense if this Middle Township team can make a comeback.
I think it's Tommy Faraka. I think he's been playing very well, in recent weeks. He's been scoring a lot of points, been generating, a lot of offense, and he really didn't do a whole lot in the first, in that first quarter. So if he can kind of get himself rolling a little bit, find himself a little bit of a groove, I think that will help not only his confidence, but the confidence of everybody else, and maybe open up, some open shots for some other guys.
Yeah, just one field goal for Faraka in the first half. Kevin, we talk about the game we got tonight. Prime time, 7:30. We'll be carrying it on 97.3 ESPN FM, and it's St. Augustine Prep against Camden. Legacy, of course, for Coach Paul Rodeo is already cemented. He's one of the all-time greats, but he can move into uncharted territory with 776 wins tonight.
Right, he's been in talking to Coach Rodeo. He loves this school, and I really think this is probably the only place he's ever wanted to be. Had some opportunities to move on, and they didn't work out, but he is the face of St. Augustine basketball. So, it's kind of ironic that he goes to break Clarence Turner's record against Clarence's old team, but it shows that people will say he's had a lot of great players over the years. But, you have to be able to mold those players and have them produce and execute your game plan and play at your style to be successful. And obviously he's been able to do that for 30-plus years. So, obviously is one of the greatest coaches South Jersey's had, obviously the state of New Jersey's ever had. And, the victories are not only a credit to his players, but to the system that he runs.
Now, I know we spoke a lot about what Middle Township needs to do to adjust. What do you think Camden Catholic can do a little bit better to maybe help them build this cushion a little bit?
I think Brian Matera is somebody to look at in the second half for them. He's been a very, very consistent three-point shooter for them. So with Kyle Green and Brendan Crawford basically doing all their work in the paint, I think you might see some kickouts for Brian for some three-point shots that will later on maybe open up a little bit more of the inside game for them. But like I said, Brian Matera has really been on fire lately from the outside, and when Kyle Green doesn't exactly have everything going, he's a very, very good option for them.
Hey, we got a lot of pre-playoff discussions to do on this weekend event, because you've got Holy Spirit taking on Eastern tomorrow. Those two teams are certainly in a discussion for South Jersey titles. What's your favorite part of this event now? It's become such a mainstay and a staple of South Jersey basketball year in, year out.
Yeah, I mean, what Dave Catalana has done here and his family is, the cause is really the big thing. And I've always thought it that way. He wants to get the best matchups that he can. And sometimes, it doesn't pan out exactly the way people on the outside would like to think.
Right.
But it takes a lot of time and effort to get the teams to, first of all, want to play, and then to get the matchups where everybody can play on a Saturday or a Sunday. So I think at this point in the year, it's a very, very good weekend tournament. The matchups are always very, very good, as best you can do. But like I said, it's the cause, and it's the raising of the money, and developing the relationships that they have here towards that cause.
Well, we're here with Kevin Minnick of the Courier-Post. Want to thank you for your time, and certainly using your resources now. You can go check out all of his stuff on Varsity Insider at the Courier-Post online, including playoff brackets and all-time wins lists and the updated scoring leaders and all that good stuff. We appreciate it, Kevin.
Thank you
Enjoy
very
the
much.
second half here.
All right, you too.
We'll talk to you.
Thanks.
Later. Thanks to Kevin Minnick from the Courier-Post. A great insight from him talking about this first half of play as the teams head back onto the court here for the second half of action. Intermission about 3 minutes away from concluding, and we will get back to some basketball between two of the South Jersey elite. It's Middle Township Panthers coming into this game. We'll take a peek at their schedule up to this point. 16-3 on the season are these Middle Township Panthers. 3 losses coming against teams that very may well win a championship when all is said and done. St. Augustine on this court a few Friday nights ago. It was an overtime defeat. Took that one to the limit. We saw Middle Township also lose to St. Anthony this year, which was recently riding an 83-game win streak, and they also fell on the road in January at Cape Atlantic League foe Atlantic City, and Atlantic City has not lost a Cape Atlantic League game since, believe it or not, January 13, 2012, when they were beaten on their home court by St. Augustine Prep. And so a lot at stake here, not necessarily for playoffs anymore, because we understand who's meeting who in the playoffs, but a lot at stake right now for momentum. We saw Atlantic City's absolute mainstays. You look at the top list here. Clarence Turner of Camden, 775 victories to his credit, and he is no longer, of course, in the picture. It is Paul Rodeo, and now set to take over that top spot. But Clarence Turner, a legend, of course. And Jim Crawford, Camden Catholic, 707 wins. Tom Farraco in fourth with 664 wins. So 3 of the 3 most active leaders in South Jersey wins are currently going to take place tonight, today, this afternoon, throughout this event. You got 2 of them on the court, and then Coach Rodeo will take over for his game at 7:30, which we will carry on 97.3 ESPN.com. It'll be a live broadcast on 97.3 ESPN FM. So we are underway here in the second half of action. Middle Township able to overcome a really rough start to the contest. Just 2 points in the first quarter. Middle Township, though, throughout the game, getting it going. Second quarter, scored 13. That shot us off the mark. Rebounded, stripped away by Farraco, and Camden Catholic able to keep the ball here. It was Brendan Crawford on the rebound down low. Crawford and Green, number 34 and 14 for Camden Catholic, have really been a big part of the puzzle. And there is a nice denial inside by Greer. It's the 3rd time these Panthers have been able to turn away those passes into the paint. Nice effort. An undersized Middle Township team. It's been a long time since the Middle Township had a true presence in the post. You probably go all the way back to class of 2005 center Dave Smith. The last time these Panthers had a true big man inside. But again, between jump shooting and leadership, this team's okay. And there is the outside shooting abilities of this team. Starting off in the second half, it is Darrell Shelton converts from the outside, 24 to 18 now. Camden Catholic leading. Nice lift for Shelton, who could not get much going in the first half offensively. Neither team going deep on the bench. Both coaches content to rely on their starters and maybe one or two guys, including in the rotation from the reserves. And that pass goes awry. That will give the ball back to Middle Township. And nope, we have a timeout. 24-18. Camden Catholic and the Irish elect to take a timeout here. So we've got a minute to talk things over. We discussed what Middle Township looks at for the South Jersey playoff bracket. They are looking at a first round matchup at home against the Pleasantville Greyhounds. Again, two Cape Atlantic League teams going toe-to-toe in the first round of South Jersey playoff action. And when you turn the page, though, and look over at what Camden Catholic has to contend with in the non-public sector, they will face Monsignor Donovan in the first round. Really an interesting matchup there. It's a 5 versus 12. Camden Catholic earning the 5th seed in the non-public A South bracket. And the top seed in that group is Notre Dame. Also includes St. Augustine. So St. Augustine is the 3, and Paul VI is the 4th in that. And of course, Holy Spirit out of the Cape Atlantic League. They are the number 8 seed in that bracket. It is a very wild bracket. I think you should expect in that South Jersey non-public A grouping, because a lot of talented team. When you talk about a squad like Holy Spirit that's won 8 consecutive games, settling for an 8 seed tells you about the depth at the top of this group. So we'll see how things play out in the playoffs. And for now, an opportunity for both teams to make some corrections and really fine-tune their skills heading in to the postseason to continue the final stretch here. Middle Township, of course, has the Cape Atlantic League playoffs to look forward to as well, which are fast approaching. Rocco inbounds to Greer. Greer had a pair of 3-point baskets in the second quarter that really lit a spark for these Middle Township Panthers, and a long 3-point ball for Darrell Shelton. That one rims out. He's obviously feeling pretty confident right now. Hit his first 3-pointer of this half, misses on the second. Kyle Green, and he walks. Could tell he was kind of caught in between of whether he wanted to pull up and take that shot, because Micah Moore of Middle Township was giving him some space. Kyle Green, of course, heading to Temple University to continue his playing career. Division I college experience lies ahead of Mr. Green. For now, he's trying to bring a trophy to Camden Catholic before he puts on the Temple jersey. Catanoso dumps it off. 2 more. Over to Faraco, guarded very tightly. Catanoso finds some space and drops in a jump shot. It is 24-20 now. And the Panthers beginning to find some momentum on offense. It's been a long time coming, but jumpers starting to drop. 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. It is the Olympic Cape Challenge at St. Augustine Prep, benefiting the Shoot Down Cancer Foundation. David Catalana and his family doing so much for the community here and on a yearly basis at St. Augustine Prep for this showcase of South Jersey's basketball talent. Inside to Green. He gets it off to Organ and goes around Shelton and just has the ball swiped away by Faraco. Some people wanted a foul there. It looked pretty clean to me, though. Savvy play by Faraco. He usually makes a few of those per game, and there is a 3-ball for Greer. Short. Down with the rebound is Crawford. Crawford putting in the work so far down low for Camden Catholic. We've got a foul coming up against Middle Township. That will go against number 13, Tom Catanoso. Just his first. The first on Middle Township, too, in the second half. Been a mostly foul-free contest so far. Broche up with the shot. May have been deflected by Farraco, it appears. Shelton driving, kicks it out to Catarosa, who gives it to Greer. Now they'll set up shop with Farraco in control. All seniors on the court for Middle Township. Lamar Greer, Micah Moore, Darrell Shelton, Tom Farraco, and Tom Catarosa. The usual suspects for the Panthers so far today. Middle Township not forcing anything inside. Nice move there by Farraco. Tried to get a little tricky there and find Moore, who was cutting towards the basket, but Camden Catholic all over it. Middle Township, however, will keep control of this possession, and Farraco inbounding. He finds Greer that time. Could not convert. He went up with his right hand from the left side. May have heard footsteps behind him from big old Brendan Crawford. It is still 24-20 Camden Catholic with 3:10 remaining in this third quarter. Green up, nice turnaround jumper inside. And that's the last guy the Panthers want to see heat up today is Kyle Green. He'll surrender some buckets to some of his teammates as long as you can keep him under wraps. Dangerous scorer, currently third among active South Jersey players in scoring. There is a nice, tough layup for Darrell Shelton, who certainly has come out of the locker room fired up, really looking for his shot. A three-pointer off the mark there. Long rebound, was hovering out there for a while. Here's Oregon for three. That rims out, and a strong rebound inside for Greer. I have to say this has been Greer's best game I've seen this season for the senior. Nice shot fake for Farraco. He goes up with the right hand. He caught Kyle Green off guard, and he burned him. Went inside, laid it on in. It's 26-24, Camden Catholic. Middle Township charging back here in the third quarter. Panthers faced a 7-point deficit at halftime, now trailing by just 2. Under 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. It's the Olympic Cape Challenge at St. Augustine Prep. Middle Township Panthers versus Camden Catholic Fighting Irish. I'm Tyler Donahue on hand. And there is another. Whoa, I think Middle Township thought it was going to be their ball, and quite frankly, so did I. I did not see any player in a white jersey touch that ball. It looked like it was just an ill-advised pass. Apparently not the case, as Camden Catholic will inbound here and have some discussion here between officials and coaches. Can't imagine Coach Farraco's too pleased with the call. And he will call a timeout. He's asking the ref, who exactly did that ball go off of? Because it certainly did not seem like a Panthers player got his paws on that one. I don't know, next step up for, I think Matt is going to have to be a nice little instant replay system. And some official, like I said, it's been a quiet day for the officials, which is the way you like it, but really the first time they've drawn attention to themselves with a questionable call. We are here at St. Augustine Prep High School, home of the Hermits. They will take center stage tonight at 7:30. St. Augustine taking on Camden. And it will be head coach Paul Rodeo in his 36th season with St. Augustine Prep, looking to pick up a record 776th career victory, would move him into first place all time, surpassing the great Clarence Turner, who spent so many years, dedicated so much time to Camden High School's basketball program, earning himself 775 wins, and that's where Coach Rodeo stands now after picking up a victory at Millville. And we have another timeout here, and this one will be called by Camden Catholic. And it's hard to tell if there's some growing animosity between coaches and refs or coaches and coaches. Certainly neither side seems too happy right now. Camden Catholic not really using this timeout to do much but sit and chill, not going over a lot. It's more of just Jim Crawford in the ear of an official trying to sort through some things here. So momentary pause here. Again, tonight's matchup, 7:30 between St. Augustine Prep and Camden. Paul Rodeo, shot at history. You can watch the game live on 97.3 ESPN.com. It will be supplied by CapeMayCountySports.com and Matt Ulmer. You can also listen online, or you can listen in your car on your radio device at 97.3 ESPN FM. I will be here courtside along with Tony Blum, broadcasting all the action as it happens. Should be a special game, and it could be a very eventful evening for St. Augustine fans. I would expect a lot of former St. Augustine Hermit players, members of the Hermit community, to pack the gym tonight in anticipation of a potential historic moment for Coach Paul Rodeo. Meanwhile, we focus on the coaching matchup here between Jim Crawford and Tom Farraco, number 3 and number 4 respectively on the South Jersey all-time win leaderboard. When you talk about talent and the coaching staff are on the floor, this Olympic Cape Challenge has exactly what you're looking for here. Middle Township trailing by 2, 1:20 remaining in the third quarter. Panthers really stepped up defensively and continue to get efficient possessions. Limited scoring so far. Looks like a game that maybe 40 points could get you a victory, which is hardly ever the case at this level. Shelton working against Broche. Now it's Catanoso spinning. Panthers been denied inside of many of their attempts to establish themselves in the paint. Micah Moore and Lamar Greer both giving up a lot of inches inside. And there's a three-point basket rimming out. Tom Catanoso wanted that one. It appeared it might roll around and down, but Catanoso physically frustrated right there. He's a little bit of a beleaguered look to his teammates, but 26-24, 42 seconds remaining in this third quarter. It's Camden Catholic leading Middle Township. Camden Catholic 11-5 on the season. These Panthers 16-3. Broche, who's been kept quiet after a strong first half. Now it's over to Green. When Camden Catholic needs a bucket, they will give it to Green. Now 20 seconds, and it appears the Irish will again try to trickle down the clock here and save it for one last attempt. Take a lead, slim as it may be, into the fourth quarter. Now 8 seconds remaining. Here's Broche with the ball. He gives it off to Organ. 6 seconds. Broche inside. It's Green working against Moore. He's up and he's fouled. Got a hand in the face by Farraco. Kind of a wild pirouette there by Green on the take, and he appears to be shaken up on the foul again. He was trying to make something happen with limited time on the clock. Now just 0.9 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and Green took a bludgeon to the face, right to the nose it appears. He'll take a few moments to compose himself, and he'll step to the free throw line. Kyle Green, the outstanding forward, destined for a college career with the Temple University Owls. Getting to join in the Big Five party, Philadelphia college basketball. No finer destination if you're looking for some contentious rivalries. And Kyle Green of Camden Catholic will jump into the fray following his senior season. He is up and good with the first free throw. I'll get another one right now and look to extend Camden Catholic's lead to 4 points. Again, 0.9 seconds left on the clock. Middle Township will look to inbound, perhaps heave one up. It will be an inbounds pass to Catanoso. He chucks it up, and that ball is no good. That one might have been waved off before he took it. It's 28-24, Camden Catholic in front, heading to the fourth quarter. You have to stay somewhere a long time, and you have to stay consistently successful to rack up those many wins. And Coach Rodeo has checked both those off the list, consistency and duration, as have Coach Farraco on the Middle Township sidelines and Jim Crawford over on the Camden Catholic bench as well. Three of the best coaches we've seen in this region sharing the same court this afternoon at St. Augustine. Very cool. We're happy to be bringing you all the action on CapeMayCountySports.com. Matt Ulmer on camera and producing the whole event. Again, Tyler Donahue here on play-by-play. There's a 3-ball by Farraco. Shot is off the rim. Camden Catholic struggled for a moment to secure the rebound, and Oregon able to come up with the board. So Broche. And another denial inside. Micah Moore has done a tremendous job working against Kyle Green and be able to get his hand there and poke away some of these incoming passes, because Kyle Green is the guy this team wants to get the ball to. They just have been unable to have the complementary players step up, and we'll have a kind of a bump and a foul here by Darrell Shelton. We'll see if the refs begin to call this game a little bit closer in the fourth quarter. Inbounds pass up to Green. Looked like they were trying to go right to a design play there. Instead, he gives it off to Oregon, and we have a foul on the rebound. That one will go against Camden Catholic. That's their first foul of this second half. They were foul-free in the third quarter. That goes against Brendan Crawford, big man inside for Camden Catholic, and his first of the contest. And now Middle Township, 7 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Down 28-24. Looking to rebound from a difficult start to this showdown. So far been able to. Darrell Shelton with a 3-point basket. It's second of the half. He's got 8 points in this half after scoring nada in the first 16 minutes of play. And now it's 28-27. Camden Catholic, that lead they once ballooned up to 9, is suddenly chipped away, and now just a 1-point lead for the Irish. Scrappy effort by Middle Township, currently on the court for them. Get to that in just a second. And there's a steal, and Catanoso up with it. He'll look to push. He's got Shelton on the left wing. He sees him. Shelton thought about another one, but nice defense there. Oregon able to make up some ground. Now Catanoso over on the side. Wisely taking it himself, though, Micah Moore. And he puts it in, a contested lay-in, and he'll get a attempt at the line as well, the bucket and a trip to the charity stripe, and that gives Middle Township the lead. It's first of the game, and it comes with 6:09 to go in the fourth quarter. Wasn't sure if Micah Moore was looking to dish it out. He did have Catanoso along the baseline for a potential shot, but he decides to be aggressive, and it works out for him, and the free throw gives the Panthers a 30-28 lead here. 6 minutes to go. The Olympic Cape Challenge, and this one's getting very good. There's Broche inside, and good. Able to beat Farraco. Darting to the basket. Broche had a busy first half. Mostly ineffective there in the third quarter, but nice move by the junior guard. 30-30 here with 5:40 to go. We've got a great one on our hands suddenly here at St. Augustine Prep. Shelton, Farraco, Catanoso, Moore, and Greer on the court for the Panthers. There's a steal, and Broche comes up with it. Moore was looking inside for Farraco, but I think he telegraphed that pass a bit too much. Camden Catholic swarms, and they come up with a turnover. Tie game here. Oregon gives off to Broche. Inside to Green, back out to Broche. Finds Oregon, wide open three-pointer is short. Farraco with a big defensive rebound, and Middle Township now looking to take the lead. We're under 5 minutes to play here. Tied at 30. Blocking foul, are they gonna call it on the ground? Or will they give him 2 shots? They will in fact give Tom Catanoso a pair of attempts at the free throw line and a chance to push the Panthers back in front. Again, Middle Township trailing this entire game until just a few minutes ago. They took a 30-28 lead. It was Micah Moore, 3-point play, putting the Panthers in front. Micah Moore will actually take a breather for a moment. Been a nice game for the senior, and checking in place of Moore is Jacob Cowan. Keep an eye on Cowan on the offensive end. From the perimeter, he is one of the hottest 3-point shooters in the league right now, Cape Atlantic League. 31-30, Middle Township. Camden Catholic with the ball. 4:30 to play in this final quarter. Kyle Green up top, he gives off to Oregon. Oregon had that chance. Wide open three-pointer, last possession he missed. Green cutting to the basket, he is fouled. Probably a good foul by Greer. Green was darting, head full of steam, and Greer stands his ground, gets his hands up, and kind of tangles up Green at the right time. He'll make him earn those points at the free throw line. The issue here for Middle Township is that was 4 fouls on Lamar Greer. So he is playing with fire the rest of the way. One more foul and he'll take a seat. Greer with a couple big-time three-point buckets in the second quarter that really ignited Middle Township when it was looking for answers on offense. And now Camden Catholic retakes the lead, 32-31 on Green's free throws, 4:15 and counting in the fourth quarter here. I'm Tyler Donahue on play-by-play, Matt Ulmer on video. Catanoso finds Shelton. Shelton double teamed. Now wisely backing off is Matera, and Shelton tried to take it there and nothing doing. He was able to get it out to Greer, and we have a stoppage of play as Shelton goes down, grabbing his right ankle. He gets a pat on the back from Kyle Green. Kyle Green took a big shot on the nose earlier in this half from Tom Farraco on a layup attempt, so he can identify with a little bit of pain. And Shelton will attempt to walk this one off. Judging by his demeanor and the way he went down, I would guess it was a rolled ankle, an injury that is so common on the basketball court. And anyone who has suffered this injury knows if you take a seat, you're not going to get any better. It's going to get worse. It's going to swell. So the best thing Shelton can really do right now is to try to press on here in the final 4 minutes of the contest, try to get to the finish line and enjoy a day of rest tomorrow. Green with a big interception off the pass from Catanoso, and he gives it out to Oregon. Oregon lays it in with the right hand. Camden Catholic turning turnovers into points right there, and it's 34-31 now, Fighting Irish. Bit of a momentum shift in the last minute or so. Middle Township was leading 30-28. Since then, it's been a 6-1 run for the Irish. A three-point, rebounded by Shelton, who, tell you what, for a guy who just went down with an ankle injury, he got up high. And Camden Catholic, bit of a frenzied fast break there. And it eventually ends with a foul against Middle Township. Other end of the court, we just saw Lamar Greer try to tie things up with a three-point basket. He has made 2 of those shots today. That one was off the mark, but Shelton went sky high, grabbed the rebound. He could not put it back, and Camden Catholic now with possession. The ball in the hands of Kyle Green, their leading scorer, 34-31. Irish, and up with the shot there, Green, but he gets his own rebound and kicks it out to Oregon. Here's Matera, thought about a 3. He goes up with a right-handed floater there, and that one is in. 36-31 now. Camden on an 8-1. Camden Catholic on an 8-1 run when it matters most. We're under 3 minutes now, and Panthers could use some points. That won't help. Strip. Oregon with the ball. Looking to press it. He gives it off to Green. Green working against Farraco. Up, and that one rims out. Nearly a three-point play. Instead, Green will go to the free throw line for 2, and he has been very effective from the free throw line so far tonight. We're live at St. Augustine Prep High School in Richland, New Jersey, bringing you Middle Township versus Camden Catholic. Currently, the Fighting Irish ahead of the Panthers, 36-31. 17 fouls now on Middle Township, so keep an eye on that. Just 3 team fouls going against Camden Catholic. It's the Olympic Cape Challenge, annual event at St. Augustine High. We talked with Kevin Minnick at halftime about the yearly spectacle they put on here with this weekend tournament, and it's always fun to watch. Some of the best players, and certainly today we're getting treated with the best coaches this area has to offer. Tom Farraco, 4th all-time in South Jersey victories, manning the Middle Township bench, and on the other side, Jim Crawford, mainstay with Camden Catholic. He is 3rd all-time in South Jersey victories. Of course, they're both looking up at Paul Rodeo, who takes the court tonight, 7:30. St. Augustine Prep will tackle a significant opponent in Camden tonight. And it is an opportunity for Paul Rodeo to move into first place all time on the South Jersey boys basketball leaderboard for career victories. He's looking for win number 776. Green is short on the free throw attempt. It is a 5-point lead for Camden Catholic. 2:38 left in the fourth quarter. Middle Township, not a whole lot of margin for error now at this point. Based on the way they have shot so far tonight, they won't be able to really dig themselves out of a significant hole late, and 2 big misses there by Green after hitting his first 4 free throw attempts of the contest. He misses that one. And Panthers look to capitalize now. 2:30 remaining, a deep 3 for Shelton. Tell you what, right in the face of Broche. He hits his 3rd 3-point basket of this half, and Darrell Shelton, ankle injury or not, it's coming up big. Oregon ball loose for a moment, recovered by Broche, the junior guard now, controlling it. 2 minutes to play here. Fourth quarter action. Camden Catholic leads 36-34 over Middle Township. 2 of South Jersey's best teams competing, looking to get better, gain some steam heading into the playoffs. Hill will come up big here. We are down to under 1:50. And it's the ball in the hands of Kyle Green. Again, committed to play at Temple. Currently the 3rd leading scorer among active South Jersey basketball players. And he's the guy to look to here. Got a foul called against Tom Catanoso, number 2 on him, and that is 18 fouls on the Panthers. And you know what that gets you? Free throw attempts. And we've got a timeout, though, coming from the Panthers bench. When we come back from timeout, it will be Tom Organ heading to the line for Camden Catholic, looking to build some cushion for the Irish, clinging to a 2-point lead here. About under 2 minutes to play, and a lot on the line. Pressure cooker situation here for both teams, and they have faced their fair share along the way this season. Middle Township has been in some tight games. Of course, they suffered a devastatingly close loss against St. Augustine on this home court a few weeks ago. Trailing by 14 in the fourth quarter in that one, the Panthers rallied, outscored the Hermits 24-10, forced overtime, ultimately end up losing in overtime. So they hope to exercise some of those demons on this court with a narrow victory today. It's going to be close either way from the looks of it. Minute 36 remaining in the game, and there's a big free throw. Remember, it's a 1-and-1 situation here, so you got to make the first to earn the second attempt, and Oregon does just that. Tom Oregon with his second attempt here. That one is no good. Rebounded by Greer, who gives it off to Catanoso. A 3-point hole for the Middle Township Panthers. 90 seconds to play. Cowan with the ball over to Catanoso. Thought about a 3. Working against Oregon to Shelton. Shelton's caught fire here in the second half. He just hit a big 3-pointer moments ago. Took a tumble earlier in this quarter. Appeared to suffer an ankle injury, but he looks to be moving at full speed. Now there's another 3-pointer for Shelton. That's off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Kyle Green, and with 1 minute and 3 seconds left, Camden Catholic with the chance to distance themselves from the Panthers, but they got to get over the timeline first. They can't. Catanoso with a steal, and he'll pull things up. 50 seconds to play here. Middle Township down by 3. Catanoso drives. And the ball goes off of, it appeared, Brian Matera. It will stay with Middle Township. Some disgruntled fans from the Irish sidelines. 48 seconds to go. Catanoso to inbound the ball. Panthers trail 37-34. Shelton receives the pass. Working against Broche. Down to 43 seconds. Shelton to his right. Puts up a jumper. That one's long. Cowan, nice bat out over to Catanoso. Guarded by Broche. 30 seconds to play, and the ball goes awry, and Green looks to get it, and Cowan, nice diving effort. Ball will change hands and go to the Irish. Costly turnover there. Costly turnover. Wonder if the Panthers maybe wanted to call a timeout in that situation. talk things over. Instead elected to go with an improvisational possession, and Camden Catholic able to force a turnover. They will now head to the sideline as head coach Jim Crawford calls a timeout. 29 seconds to play here at the Olympic Cape Challenge. St. Augustine Prep, it is 37-34. Camden Catholic leading Middle Township. Panthers at 16-3. Camden Catholic 11-5 so far this season. Interestingly enough, the following game for Camden Catholic after this one comes on the road at crosstown rival Camden, and Camden will be playing in tonight's showcase game at 7:30 against St. Augustine. Bit of a round robin between Cape Atlantic teams and Olympic League teams, so good stuff here between the conferences. A lot of friendly competition, familiar faces, and some of these teams are sure to meet again in the postseason South Jersey playoffs. All the pairings and released for the state tournament a few days ago. Always nice for the basketball quote-unquote experts out there. We like to try to dissect everything, and when it comes down to it, you just never know. Here's Kyle Green, doubled. He gets it off to Broche. Broche is fouled by Cowan. So with 21.2 remaining on the clock, it will be Broche, junior guard, stepping to the free throw line. 9 team fouls on Middle Township, just 3 called against Camden Catholic. Broche's first attempt is in, and that will get him a second attempt. That's now a 2-possession game, 38-34. Irish leading. Chance to extend the lead to 5 here, and Broche does just that. With 21 seconds to go, it will be Cowan inbounding to Catanoso. Middle Township down 39-34. Gonna have to get some quick points here. It's Farraco. Over to Sheldon, and he walked, though. He walked. Middle Township going to need to apply some defensive pressure now on the inbounds after that traveling violation against Farraco. Cowan will guard the inbounder, Kyle Green. Green looking for anyone, and he couldn't find someone. He calls timeout. Nice effort by the Panthers there on the inbound defense. 16.5 seconds until this one hits the final buzzer of the fourth quarter. 39-34, Camden Catholic leading the Middle Township Panthers here at St. Augustine Prep. I'm Tyler Donahue on the call. I'll stick around for the St. Augustine-Camden matchup a little bit later. I'll be joined by Tony Blum. Could we see history in the making? Paul Rodeo looking for his South Jersey record, 776th victory. He can do that tonight. Tied the record on Thursday. Had a chance to host him on my show on Thursday evening on 97.3 ESPN FM, and the emotion is evident. I know that he will probably try to approach it just like any other game, but it's going to be tough. Inbound is stolen away for a moment by Cowan, and we've got some elbows being thrown, it seemed like. In the end, it will be a call against Cowan. Cowan seemed to steal the inbounds pass there for a second, and then the ball ends up in the hands of Tom Organ. And he gets protective with the ball as Middle Township tries to get him. He starts to throw his upper body around a little bit. Teammate Rob Broche calmly pulls him aside and says, hey, use your head. He pointed to his head. That's certainly not the situation where you want to get a technical foul. Free throw is off. 14.9 seconds left in this battle between Middle Township and Camden Catholic. The Panthers trailing 39-34. The second free throw attempt for Oregon is off. So 5-point deficit for the Panthers. They're going to have to make something happen in a hurry. It's Shelton putting up a 3-point shot off to the left. Ball rebounded by Broche, and he will go to the line. And that will likely be the last chance for these Middle Township Panthers. 39-34, Camden Catholic, 6.2 seconds to go. Ball in the steady hands here of Rob Broche, junior guard for the Irish. His teammates will head on back to the other side of the timeline, preventing any kind of fast trigger attempt by Middle Township. A couple of substitutions coming off the court. Kyle Green and Brian Matera for Camden Catholic. It is 40-34. Irish Broche with the second attempt, 6 seconds on the clock. 41-34 Camden Catholic. Cowan rolls it on in. It's Catanoso here. Looking to take the last shot of the game. A three-pointer is short, and that will do it. Camden Catholic comes on down south to Cape Atlantic League country, and they prevail over the Middle Township Panthers 41-34. The Middle Township squad doomed by a rough start to the game here. First quarter, they were outscored 9-2. Managed just 2 points in those opening 8 minutes. And ultimately, that 7-point margin would hold up here, and it is 41-34. Camden Catholic taking it here at the Olympic Cape Challenge. And of course, we're all here, the teams, the coaches, media, certainly in support of the cause. It is the Shoot Down Cancer Foundation at the forefront of this event each year. And in that showcase game, it is Camden Catholic pulling out a 7-point victory. Again, 41-34. That will improve Camden Catholic to 12-5. They move on to face Camden on the road on the 14th of February. Meanwhile, Middle Township loses for the first time since falling on this court to St. Augustine. This court has not been kind to the Middle Township Panthers over the years in these games against Coach Rodeo's Hermits. That held true a few weeks ago in their second matchup of the season, and again today as Camden Catholic prevails. Teams head to the locker room, and that will do it for this contest. Remember, plenty more to come here at the Olympic Cape Challenge. Our 7:30 showing of St. Augustine and Camden, it can be heard on 97.3 ESPN FM. I will be courtside with Tony Blum. You can also watch live streaming footage of that contest on 97.3 ESPN.com. 7:30 tip-off. You don't want to miss it. Coach Paul Rodeo going for a South Jersey record, 776th career victory. Stay tuned for Matt Ulmer on video and production. I'm Tyler Donahue. I'll talk to you later tonight.